So, with that in mind, let's hop into another one here and see how we fare. I guess we could go for beaver, some beaver beetle action. Not the worst team I've had to run on turn one for sure. Ooh, especially with a couple of beetles at our disposal. Don't mind if I do. I feel like this is almost my pattern these days, is I get 3 critters on round 1, making sure that 1 to 3 of them are some kind of beetle, whether that be the beetle or the ladybug. And then turn 2, always buying 1 food item and 2 more pets to fill up the squad. And I mean, it in general works out pretty well for us, so maybe I should just keep it up and we're on the right track, but who knows. Hilly, warmish, edible, monk's pants soup. Let's go with warmish soup. Doesn't sound like the most appetizing. Maybe prefer for it to be piping hot here, but seems good to me. And we're against the Pouting Warriors. That's a fun mental image. Okie dokie, not bad. And we do get a ladybug to show up, which means we can follow through with the usual strategy. In fact, we might just take what the shop has available for us. I almost regret not saving that earlier ant, but c'est la vie, and who knew what we'd end up with in the future here. So with this in mind, we can feed you a honey. Put you in the front. Potentially, I was hoping to get a full level up stacked for round 3 here, but could still show up. Just need 1 more beetle, 1 more ant. Whatever the game sees fit to hand us in its benevolence here. This is not looking like a good finish. No, we definitely lose this one. But that is A-okay. Ooh, very early hedgehog. I mean, we did just try it, and it didn't really work out, but maybe this time? Maybe this is where our fortunes change in their entirety. So we'll start by selling our beaver, getting some health across the board, which does help our own squad survive our hedgehogs, so that's always nice. And next up here, the question becomes, do I want to feed an apple to this son of a gun? Doesn't mean we could potentially even run 2 ants in the squad temporarily here. We have a lot of money just selling stuff. Let's at least think this out. Also, not to this beetle, to this beetle. Because when we combine these, we want those stats to work out in our favor if possible. And then see what I'm thinking is something like this. Roll. Roll. Could just go for another apple. Is even potentially the right move to go for another apple here. But on the contrary, I'm going to combine our beetles and we are going to run this weird double ant shenanigans. You don't kill anyone on our squad. Though it gets close, that's fine. It basically brings our ants to being just regular ants instead of fancy healthy ones. So that works out, I think, by and by here. I mean, a round 3 hedgehog, I feel like, is fairly likely to kill off the majority of our enemy team, so that's always pretty sweet. At least did half the work for us, so that's nice. I'll take it. Fantastic work, team. You're all doing great out there. Beautiful work. Almost regretting, again, not taking the mosquito. Bit of a pattern seeming to come out of the woodwork here. But there we go. Finally get our first level up of the game. Of course, getting an owl to show up, not exactly what I was hoping for. I mean, it is something. And then do we want to just start pilling ants? Alternatively, we could combine these ants and just bring the owl out as a bit of a temporary measure here. I guess the pill does have the side benefit of making our ladybug a wee bit stronger. So that seems nice. Well, let's do it. Ants aren't long for the world today. Of course. Of course you hit your other ant. Oh, I expect nothing less from you, game. Fantastic stuff. Exactly what we wanted to see. Not at all disappointing. But okie dokie. I think we will still bring in a temporary owl friend. That seems nice. 5 damage on round 4. Does have, at the very least, the potential to turn the tides here. And then we'll have to make a decision about that ant next turn. I'm thinking sell the owl, and then if it hits the ant, we're keeping the ant. The universe has spoken in that case. But if not, then we'll stick with what we know. And we'll pill the ant and see what kind of an overall squad we can get kicking in here. I mean, it is potentially nice to get a caterpillar. It's the earliest we could naturally get one to show up. And we could get both going, which seems a little bit interesting. I guess worst comes to worst, we could just combine them at any point. Say thanks for the free XP. So please don't hit my ant. Beautiful work. The fates have spoken, so we will be getting rid of you. Fantastic. Doing happy with that. You can hit my hedgehog all the live long day. And then I think we do keep the garlic for the future. And yeah, do you know what? Let's just get weird with this. Bring you up to the front. Double caterpillar. It's an interesting one at the very least. I'll take that. We don't have a truly consistent scaler yet, so that makes the caterpillars a little bit lackluster, but hey, most of those do come slightly later in the game here. There's still plenty of time to figure it out. Oh, they also had a hedgehog. That kind of ruins our team because the majority of our pets get absolutely slaughtered by just such an occasion, but that's fine, I guess. Be it as it may. And now, who do we get popping? I mean, Ladybug could be the target for caterpillars until we get maybe like a bison going. Couple of turns here. If we get a bison showing up in the shop next turn, we can just combine our caterpillars immediately into a level 3. So that seems kind of interesting at the very least. Alternatively, we could buy one here and try and force this, see how far we could get it to work. You know, let's see what we get out of it at the very least. Dolphin. Huh. Some sniping action, eh? That's not bad. We could almost do a little bit of reconfiguring of the squad here if we so desire. We could instead get rid of the ladybug and keep the beetle as our scaler. Bit harder to get going, I guess. Especially once we get that level 2 ladybug. The +2/+2s are going to be rolling in, which is always a treat. I guess if we sell the beetle, we can afford everything we want in life. You know what? I think that does convince me. So let's try out the dolphin. Make sure between that and the hedgehog might be just enough to absolutely snipe something out of existence if all goes to plan here. So that's nice. At least worth giving a shot. Let's see what we've got here. That's a scary bird. Okay, not a level 3 caterpillar yet, so that's nice. Half decent work there. I mean, okay, I'll take a draw for sure. I was pretty dead set on that being a loss, that first blush, so thank you, game. I appreciate it. Ooh, and now a seal. That might be exactly what this team is missing. So, you know what, Dolphin? I know you just got here, but sayonara. Let's go salad bowl. Hopefully it doesn't hit these. I mean, hey, it hit our seals, so that's good enough for me, I guess. And then maybe do one more of these. I'd prefer something a bit more consistent. Double buffalo even showing up now. Is it too late? I mean, at the end of the day, they get a +1/+1 per 3 gold spent. Okay. We get +2/+2 in total when we spend gold here. The only issue with the seal is sometimes it hits our caterpillars, which will be wasted later on in the game. You know what? Let's do it. I kind of like having a bit of an overall theme here. I could be convinced to bring skunks into play here, though. And last but not least, do I go for the salad bowl? No, let's unfreeze this and let's just put garlic on our seal. Still get the buff effect on our ladybug and spread out throughout the team thanks to the seal. And that makes the hedgehog a bit more tenable, all things considered here. Worth a shot, I think. Oh, there we go. Minimize for a second there at a critical time. Beautiful. Brought it back just in time to see our squad absolutely wiped. Completely destroyed. Fantastic. Well, the question becomes, do I wish to sell either the ladybug, potentially even the hedgehog, as much as I am trying so desperately to make the hedgehog work? Don't know if it's quite as beneficial to us at the moment, unfortunately. So, I could sell you. I think it is potentially worth it to get the can. Also buffs up our ladybug a little bit more here. And then, let's bring you into the fray. Roll a couple of times, see what we get. Level 2 ladybug is very much required moving forward. Of course, the hedgehog comes back with a vengeance. You son of a gun. Let's save the ladybug for next turn because we'll get to skip up to a tier 6 pet. That seems nice. Instead, we'll just get the skunk on the brink of an upgrade here. That seems okay. Yeah, none of these teams are looking like they're up our alley. I mean, skunk almost was the change that we wanted to see in the world there, but not quite. Oh boy, it's been a rough start to the day here. I mean, I say that, but I kind of fully deserve everything that's coming to me because I did get a little bit overconfident trying to pull off the double caterpillar with no other scaling unit on the entire squad. I'll leave it up to you to poke out the issues with that kind of strategy and decision making. Not fantastic. So let's try this one more time here. Bring in an ant. I guess beaver, but you know what? Let's put it onto a roll, I believe. I mean, that's not bad. Freeze an ant. You know what? Maybe we can say goodbye to ladybugs for now. I've been running almost exclusively ladybugs and beetles lately. So let's try and take a step back maybe. I also didn't realize that they fixed the spelling on sailors. I kind of liked that it had an E instead of an O. Made it evocative of something else. Don't know what, because it's not a word in the English language, but made it a little bit interesting, you know? So proper hooting or cartoony teapots arms sailors. This is tough. I've been trying to be a little bit quicker at choosing my team name because I feel like I get bogged down here a whole lot. But hooting sailors and cartoony teapots both stand out to me here. I mean, hooting teapots is kind of cute too. If you have one of those like kettles that screams when it gets too hot. Let's go with cartoony teapots. A little bit of an ode to Beauty and the Beast. What's Mrs. Pot? I feel that might be right. That sounds slightly familiar at the very least. Oh wow. Wild odds there. Both of us sniped the one thing on each other's team that made the draw possible. Otherwise, I think that would have been a win for either of us. Wild. I guess we'll still take honey even though we don't have any real eaters on the squad. I mean, now the game throws all the ladybugs and beetles at us. Dang you. Why you curse me so? Well, I guess we can bring you into the fold still. Still freeze the second beetle. Anything to try and get that level up on round 3 here, if possible, would be nice. I mean, relatively squishy squad. Oh, okay, I was hoping mosquitoes would take out both birds. That would have worked out beautifully, but I don't know why I'm complaining. Probably because my brain took a long time to catch up to the fact that we were actually winning this round. Wild stuff. So, we haven't really gone a solid dromedary run. popping off here. I could see it being an interesting turn of events here. Question becomes, do I want to keep ants around? Usually I'd try and be looking for an exit strategy here, a way to kill them for our future benefit, but let's do it. Let's combine you. Bring the dromedary to the field. Roll me. Okay. Now we could do like a mosquito upgrade. Hopefully it gives us something beautiful. I mean, we've been asking for a blowfish lately. Now all we need is hedgehogs. I guess what else works with blowfish? Kind of the elephant. But I'm not sure. I feel like that might fall into the category of things that are just a little bit too clever for their own good. Because you're still killing off your blowfish. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like I'm just completely talking out of my butt here anyway. So who's to say how effective it will or will not be, right? Beautiful work. Fantastic. Okay, blowfish definitely working to our advantage. I also just realized that maybe we shouldn't have bought the blowfish, because we could have frozen it in our shop and kept buffing it with a mixture of dromedary beetle. That might have been intelligent to go that direction. Whoopsie daisies. I mean, we can still kind of pull it off here, I think. So we'll keep the beetle around so that it keeps getting buffed, and then by the time we combine it with our current beetle, increase its strength dramatically, and ideally we can do a similar thing with the blowfish, where just hold on to a blowfish for a few rounds, get it buffed up, combine it in, and wham bam, there you go. Seems all right. So what do we wish to do here? Could bring a flamingo into the squad instead of an ant. We could even bring it to the same stats as our current ant, so that seems kind of nice. If I pill you, I can then apple our beetle and bring in the flamingo, and then have some extra money for rerolls. You know what? I like it. Like the cut of our jib there. Dromedary getting hit actually works out because they were pretty decent health department, lacking a little bit on the damage side of things. So I like it. I like it. Then we will buff you up, even though I guess that's kind of pointless. It gets us the buff here, but your stats are definitely just getting completely overridden in the future. But not too shabby. And I immediately went to freeze the duck, or not the duck rather, but the swan, because there's something in my DNA that the swan just calls out to. And having that one extra money, that one extra reroll, just seems so pivotal so many times, but maybe just this once. We've got to let them go. Let them go. Let them sing their swan songs somewhere else today, I guess. We're up against the bearded eggplants. I absolutely love it. I do think we win this one fairly handily, so that's nice as well. Oh my gosh, we're still at full health. I almost wish that I hadn't realized that, because it would potentially make it more likely for me to survive in One Piece into the future, but here we are. So we'll garlic our blowfish. Please, all I want is another blowfish at my disposal. Dromedary is okay if we can get this leveled up. It does mean that we get a very much expedited, I guess, raising of stats on all of these fellas. Alternatively, hedgehog is an option. Don't ever let nobody tell you otherwise. So we could sleep and pill our flamingo to bring in a hedgehog, gives us one free shot on the blowfish. Still relatively early on, so ideally it takes out a decent chunk of the enemy team as well. Do we wish for the dromedary to get one of those buffs, though? From the flamingo, that is. You know what? Yeah, we do. Just this once. Just this one time. I believe in you. We'll try this one out for size. I mean, garlic. Very much appreciated. In all of its forms here. And yeah, I guess that's worth a shot. Let's see how it goes. Eventually, I feel like we're going to start slipping behind unless we're consistently bringing in dromedary buffed animals to the squad. And that peacock is going to be a problem. Yep, absolutely brutal. And, oh wow, we actually tie it. That's shocking enough that I'm not even going to take a sip of my drink. Holy cow. I thought for sure, again, that was 100% a loss. No shot whatsoever. But I'll take it. And then we can maybe bring you in. Even bring you in. One more roll does not get us what we need. Which would have been like another dromedary. Would have been absolutely fantastic. Kind of what we're lacking in the world today. But instead, we'll just feed some garlic to said dromedary. Make them slightly better at surviving. Though if we see another peacock like we just did, then no chance whatsoever. Oh, we almost sniped the sheep before it got a chance to get involved whatsoever. That would have been nice. But hey, what am I saying? I guess we do win anyway here, so can't complain too much. Let's see. Ooh, Buffalo is good, but a little bit antithetical to the dromedary action because we're contrary to what we'd normally be doing. A lot of time we're purposefully not buying stuff from the shop. I mean, I guess I could freeze them and the dromedary keeps buffing them up equal to buying one friend per turn. It's okay. I'm tempted to bring the beetle in this turn. Cash out on that that commitment that we've been building up this entire time. Would give us a 7-10 backliner. It's not bad. Again, this isn't a very hot looking squad moving into round 7 here. Would generally want to be looking a little bit thicker here and there, but it's not the end of the world. So let's snap grab you. Could buy one more garlic. We'll at least think about it. Okay, leveling up our blowfish actually becomes fairly important. But let's remember the plan from earlier. We can freeze the blowfish, get them buffed up in a couple of different ways here, and then cash out at the perfect moment. I think I can respect that. And then the question becomes, do I want to buy like hedgehog and garlic something? Alternatively, we could sell the mosquito to bring in a second hedgehog, getting another free trigger on our blowfish, with the plan to still combine them at some point in the future. Mosquito is starting to fall off in its efficacy rather. I feel like Mosquito has a little bit of like a U-shape effectiveness because early game you have good shots of just killing entire pets off your enemy's team. So that's awesome. Does a whole lot of heavy lifting. Middle game, everything has enough health that it's not really affecting it. Doesn't change anything with garlic armor. You're still getting hit for 1 damage. So that's not great. And then towards the end part of the game, where squads are starting to fill out with melon armor and stuff like that, all of a sudden you have a bit of an auxiliary effect there at your disposal. It's interesting to say the least. And then that gives us 2 coins. We'll switch over to garlic instead of bee, even though the bee has saved our hide a couple of times here. And you know what? I think I like it. Ooh, another hedgehog. Don't mind if I do. I mean, I know that we're freezing up a inordinate amount of the shop here, maybe, but could definitely see this working to our advantage. Beautiful work. Oh my gosh, they also have blowfish. A little bit stronger than ours too, so I don't love that. Yeah, not great, unfortunately. Us, but better. Didn't bother getting too fancy with the hedgehogs. Instead, they just have a good squad. Can't begrudge them too much for that either. Let's see, we could level up our hedgehog. Is it time to bring in the buffalo? I mean, 7-8's not bad. Could switch you back to B games. Don't know if that one's worth it. I did really want to level up the dromedary because otherwise the scaling is just a little too slow for holding stuff in our shop, I feel. So Let's start here. I don't mind missing out on one buffalo buff, even if we bring them onto the squad this turn. Roll me once. I mean, so we could just level up our hedgehog instead. Interesting. On the other side of things, if we combine, we do get to bring in the snail, which is a nice kind of all-around buff across the board. We can even afford to lose one more turn here without too many negative side effects, I guess. So let's do it. Let's combine you. Poodle does not do great. I mean, it's not bad if we bring in the buffalo and end up selling the dromedary. Then the whole squad is being buffed by you. That seems nice, right? So I feel like we'd still be doing something like this. Buff up the squad. Then we'll sell you. And then we could bring Poodle in now. Would be hitting the dromedary unless we put the dromedary in the front of the squad, which, I mean, isn't the worst plan ever. It'd be nice to start seeing those buffs accumulate here. But instead, I think we'll bring in the second hedgehog back for one more round here. Hopefully this is enough to wipe a team. No, again, we're definitely starting to see some slippage here. We're falling behind in a few different categories. I mean, our blowfish that's in the shop that I was hoping would be our savior and our check of getting out of here in one piece, unfortunately isn't even scaling much better than our active pufferfish, so that's not great. Not fantastic here. Let's see what we get. I mean, we didn't get the win with the level 3 hedgehog, so we could still try and force that one way or another. If we wait one more turn, our blowfish officially transcends our old blowfish, as well as giving us a few health points, so that's nice. So what do we wish to do? Combine you, we could bring in Buffalo potentially this turn, start buffing it up a couple of times. So if I do this, they're combined, we have one open spot. Let's hold it down here so that I have a bit of a mental image of what we're going for here. So then we have our one spot, potentially for the Buffalo. Fantastic. We will have all 10 coins still. So we can bring in Buffalo. We can buy another Hedgehog to immediately buff said Buffalo, so that's nice. Poodle might have to hold off for one more turn at the very least. No, let's go Buck Wild. Let's do it. Welcome to the team. Slap you on there. Maybe keep the chili. Could chili our hedgehog. A little bit of spicy hedgehog action. Level 3 hedgehog coming up again next turn, so that's all right for sure. Yeah, you know, we have a whole lot going for us in the shop here. We just have to survive a few more turns, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be at a place where we're feeling slightly more comfortable moving forward. Now, this is going to be interesting. Everyone's weakened with hedgehogs on both teams. Oh no. Their team was actually built, I guess, for their own play. I like that squad. Skunk, Blowfish, Hedgehog, Microbe. That's wild. That's very interesting, to say the least. But we can bring you in, friend. We do have the level 3, so we actually could potentially go the Bison route. I guess it's the same tier as our Buffalo, so if we do go with the Poodle, it doesn't hit both ways. And it would take a few turns for the Bison to catch up, but it's a little bit less conditional. So that's always pretty nice. No, let's do it. I should double check how much damage. It's 6 damage for level 3. I wasn't sure if it would double to 8 or just keep on the linear progression that we were seeing. Guess that answers that riddle for us. And then, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's commit to this. So that's 2, 4, 3, 5, 1. Fantastic. Entire squad is getting buffed up. Love it. This chocolate will almost definitely go to that poodle in the future. See, another poodle would have been nice, but that's okay. We'll take whatever the game deals us here, right? Let's see if the squad has any hope of making it through these middling rounds. I'm not feeling great about it. I mean, that worked out beautifully. The chili pepper killing the second unit, hedgehog taking out the melon armor, even with everything coming up roses, all the stars aligning in our favor. Still not quite enough to get us there, but that's okay. I think we will level up you. We just need one more chocolate, please. Please, sir. Just one more chocolate or a poodle. That works too, actually. That's fantastic. Snap grab that son of a gun. +2/+2s across the board. Don't mind if I do. I think at least one steak is worth having around in the future as well. Getting a bit of extra damage slapping down, and this is interesting. I think we're a little bit behind the curve in terms of scaling, so we are going to struggle a little bit. Oof. 50-30. Not promising. Yeah. There we go. Oh my gosh. 3 games, 3 losses today. But again, I'm just blaming everything on my fever. So hey, I am not at all culpable. I've made no mistakes. And of course, it's just oh, alas alack, my sickness has gone the better of me.